Being an introvert is awesome. Well, at least it is to me now. I used to think there was something wrong with me, not wanting to go out every weekend like my friends, cringing at the thought of having to be around large groups of people talking for several hours. It just sounded draining. I'd have to expend so much of my energy just so people don't think I'm the weird kid in the corner with his back against the wall not saying anything. Nah, I'm good. I think I'll just chill with a couple friends and play video games or watch anime. And then sometimes my extroverted friends would peer pressure me to go out, and they would wonder why I wasn't bouncing off the walls at the thought of potentially meeting new people. Sometimes I would cave and end up going out, and most of the time I would immediately regret it once I got to the function. If you're an introvert, I bet you've experienced this situation or situations like this dozens of times, and you've had that same looming thought of, why am I like this? But you're not alone. An estimated 30 to 50% of the world experiences these same feelings too. And today I want to tell you how and why I learned to love being an introvert myself, and why you should love being an introvert too. As an introvert, I need less of an effort to refuel myself. I don't need anything external to recharge. Whereas extroverts feel drained when they spend too much time alone, I can just lock myself in my room and just grind or chill and play video games and feel better than when I started. I don't need to be around people to feel happier, and therefore it's usually easier for me to get that energy back than an extrovert who has to put in actual action, or at least they have to take more action to get their energy back. This also means I don't have to rely on other people as much as extroverts for my own happiness. As humans, we definitely all need a little bit of social interaction to feel good. I know this is the case for me. Even though I love my alone time and I feel better when I spend prolonged periods of time alone, I do really want to see my friends sometimes, and that's totally normal. I don't know the extent of the truth behind this, but I feel as an introvert, it's easier for me to love myself because I'm usually alone more, and therefore I have to be my own best friend. If I don't get along with myself, then I'm basically fucked because I don't want to try and seek out more people to lift me up. That's not in my nature. This means that being an introvert also gives me more time to reflect and more time for introspection. I have more time to get to really know myself. When you're always with other people, you're inevitably going to project a certain type of you that is influenced by the people that you are around. And the only way to really know yourself is to spend long periods of time alone with your thoughts. It is within that you will truly find out who you are, because everyone else is just going to intentionally or unintentionally tell you about their view of the world, or what they like, or what they think you should be like. Since I value my alone time, I can use it to harness my authentic self. And I really look forward to the time that I get to meditate alone and just be fully present with my thoughts. And due to spending most of my time alone and having that introverted nature, I rarely seek out friends, and I have very little friends because of this. And for those who have been on the channel for a while, you guys already know this. But this also means that the strength of my friendships are significantly stronger than someone who has a boatload of friends. I value the people I surround myself with so much higher for two reasons. One, because I'm an introvert, and two, because I know how much of an influence other people around you have on yourself. It was the motivational speaker Jim Rohn who said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with," and that couldn't be more true. Being the introvert that I am, it has allowed me to emphasize the strength of my relationships rather than the number of them. And also I believe that has allowed me to not be as impacted by people external from me, whether that's good or bad, but usually that is a good thing. Many extroverts right now who are watching this video, they might be saying, well, what are you talking about? I think the same way, man. And I know a lot of you probably do. I'm not trying to generalize, but I do think this is easier to apply for me as an introvert. If you're an introvert, it's likely that an extrovert has called you something along the lines of a daydreamer, because it always seems like you're in your head. But even though they might view that in a negative way, I really don't give a fuck, because I love my ability to visualize and create pictures within my head. I am definitely a visual learner, and the way I'm able to sift and solve through challenges and problems is by creating them in my head and solving them within my head. I'm always trying to visualize like my next video or my next thumbnail, exactly what I want it to look like in my head. I spent like half an hour trying to get a good thumbnail photo for my next video, quitting caffeine for 6 months. You know, I made a mess because I have this vision of me like standing with the cup of coffee and like the pot and I'm like throwing the cup of coffee behind me, and like I wanted to get coffee in the air as it was behind me, but I couldn't even really get it to look super well, so I'm probably just gonna have to like edit in. Or I'll visualize what I want my ideal future or my ideal self to look like in my head. And I talk about this a lot, but I think that visualizing that is one of the greatest ways to reach your goals. Believing that vision is crucial to achieving what you want in life, and I feel like I wouldn't have as good of an ability to do that if I weren't an introvert. Another benefit to keeping my mouth shut most of the time is that usually, keyword usually, I'm a better listener. Listening is one of the most valuable skills you can develop or naturally have. I wouldn't say I'm the best listener ever. Sometimes people say something and it goes in one ear and right out the other, but observing instead of being a part of what is going on allows me to see things that others miss. And with this information, I feel like I can get a better understanding of who a person is and what they want, or what an environment is like that I'm in. And listening more to the wants and needs of that person allows me to develop a better relationship with them, whether they're a friend or whether they're a potential business partner. So not only do I think more about a decision that I'm about to make, but I'm also more likely to make the right decision because I shut up and I listen more. There are many common misconceptions about introverts that you as an introvert might feel are actually true about yourself, so I want to clear those up for all the extroverts who think those about us, and also for the introverts who are starting to genuinely believe that they are these things because of what other people are saying introverts are like. Many people think that because we are not the life of the party and we're not the center of attention all the time, that we are not confident. When the truth is, I'm fully confident in myself, I just don't really need attention on me at all times, and I don't need to be outgoing at all times. Would I be fine if someone came up to me to have a conversation, or if I started to talk to somebody that I've never met before? Yeah, I'd be totally fine. I just usually choose not to do this because I don't feel like it. For this reason, people also think introverts are inherently shy. And because people were telling me that all of my life, I started to believe that I was a shy person, but then I started to realize that I'm not shy, I'm just quiet. There's a very big difference between being actually shy and just being quiet, and it's just what I discussed right before this. And of course, because I'm introverted, people automatically assume that I'm weird because I don't want to go out and party all the time and I just want to chill, relax, eat, and watch YouTube videos, that I'm a weirdo. Well, congratulations, that's not a misconception about me. Thank you very much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. I hope that you are now a proud introvert instead of a sad and unhappy and wish you were an extrovert, because being an introvert is dope, as I just showed you. Hope you're doing well. Hope you have a great rest of your day. I'm signing off. Go check out my other videos. I love you. Goodbye.